Real life street stars. Man, you know, when we really get the street stars, the real street stars in the building, you know what I'm saying? They got some history in the streets. We got them in the building, man. Govan, Hernandez, from, I guess, who would know you as Quet? Who would know you as Quet?
Orange Mound.
Orange Mound. All right, well, shout out them. We know you as Govan.
Yeah.
I don't know, Govan sound a little more gangster, man. That's your natural born name?
Yeah, for sure. That's my real name.
Bro, that sound like some mafioso. Govan.
Yeah. I've been told it a time or two.
I will say this, man. Appreciate you for coming on, man. You know, we're about to have a conversation in which, you know, I want to, as we have this conversation, I want to respect, you know, anyone in this story that, you know, has lost their life, lost a loved one, anything of that nature. You know, we try to respect the dead when we have conversations such as this. But anyone who's been affected by any type of loss of life, you know, we want to, you know, respect them. But with that being said, man, for 45 years old, you know, you've lived a life.
46.
46 now. When was your birthday?
September 25th.
Happy belated, man. Happy belated, man.
Appreciate it.
You lived a life, man.
I have.
Before we even get started, I'm curious, man. Are you a God-fearing man?
Most definitely.
Okay. I always wonder because, you know, there's things that happen in folks' lives that when they tell the story, you be like, man, that's only God. Like, that's only God could come in and intervene like that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to set the precedence to not know that you're not an atheist.
Yeah. You know that the devil. Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, I'm going through last night, you know, and I've been paying attention to the cases and all that stuff, but then I just had to rewatch the non-guilty plea. I want you to tell us, what does that feel like, bro? For the judge to say not guilty, and you're looking at life sentence, and because I mean, you hugging the lawyer, you hugging everybody, like. Yeah,
that was Haley. I think I hugged Haley first.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I said, I know. Yeah, Haley, I can't imagine that feeling like.
Yeah, Haley, she the one. I blame Haley for me crying. You know, she kind of made me cry. You know what I'm saying? She kind of, you know, it was deserving though. You know, the tears. Right. You know, the tears of joy. Before then, I used to always say, like, why people be crying when they win the lottery, and you know, when great things happen to them, and right. I never understood that. I thought it was weird until I went through that.
Right.
And I finally got a chance to experience, you know,
you got a chance to experience what OJ felt.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, but. Well, I ain't gonna say OJ. OJ was not guilty. He was not guilty.
I don't know nothing OJ did. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I almost said, you know, well, I was really not guilty, but you know, that would have been kind of like shade on OJ, so I ain't gonna do that. Yeah. I rock with OJ.
Yeah, shout out Orenthio James.
When you were standing there, because I try to tell people, like, it's a whole different than shit when you see on TV. It's real. Like when you're sitting in the trial.
See the difference from watching it at home and actually being me, is they get to stay at home. I might not get to go home.
Right.
You know, it depending on what this lady say. Yeah. You know, if she would have said something the opposite of not guilty, then I would have never seen the streets ever again.
Yeah, exactly.
And that feeling, I wouldn't wish it on nobody.
Wait, but you have already did time before.
Yeah, I have.
So you knew what you were facing then, as far as. You kind of know if they say guilty, I know what I'm about to face.
Yeah, it was automatic life.
Right.
Yeah.
So based on what you faced before, you don't wish I know, man.
Man, look, I done been sentenced to 5 years, 8 years, state. It's like night and day. You can't even compare the sentences or the feeling, you know. 5 years, okay, boom. I've been in the streets. I know what I signed up for. It is what it is. I gotta go sit down for a minute. But life.
Right. Did you think that they were going to say guilty at all? Did that run through your mind? Like, damn.
Well, just keeping it G. They came back with the verdict so fast, and from watching crime shows and stuff in the past, you know, normally when they come back with a verdict real quick, normally it's a guilty verdict.
Right.
And so when they came back that quick, it did kind of spook me. And I said to, I looked over at Manny Aurora, the best attorney in the world. Oh, man. Yeah, and Robert Wilson as well, and Big B, Bill. I looked over and I said, they done made the wrong decision, ain't it, man? And he looked at me, he said, no, come on, let's go on in there. I said, it was too fast, man. It's guilty. And he said, no, that don't mean it. I done seen it happen differently. So he was still optimistic, you know, and when we went up there, you know, she said what she said. Not guilty.
What was the first thing you did when you got out?
First thing I did when I got out, went to Huey's and got me something to eat.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, you know, when the world first seen who you were with this scenario, you were much a larger man. I mean, I don't want to say thanks to Nike, but I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, you're right. Was it stress or what was it to?
Yeah, you know, I was just telling my partner, you know, I hate that I had to lose the weight, you know, due to stress, you know, but it was unfortunate. But I'm glad I lost it. Hopefully, it don't come back. Yeah. But yeah, you know, it was the stress that caused me to, you know, to lose the weight. It was crazy. But before I got released on bond, I actually had gained a lot of weight. And so I guess as it got closer and closer up into the trial, I started stressing more. That's where the weight started falling off.
All right, so we're gonna go all the way through there real quick, because you know it was. Let's just stick with this part, the trial part, because after they, of course, you know, came down on you, you know, you want to do an interview. We had talked to you back then about doing an interview over the phone and just kind of get one done. And I was talking to Rook. I'm like, man, you know, Govan wants to do an interview. I'm like, I'm very curious of like what could be said when there's a trial pending. Like, so I'm just curious back then at that time. I think you did like one interview where you were looking to opt to do like, you were like, hey, I'm going to go on this campaign of interviews.
When I was on bond.
Yeah, right? You were on bond. Yeah. What was your thought process like while the trial is pending?
Well, the thought process was the same thought process I had that I did with the clown, when I did the interview with the clown. And, you know, I didn't go into any details about my case or nothing like that. And I made sure that I conveyed that to him prior to doing the interview. Yeah. He still tried to, you know, do a little, you know, digging a little bit or whatever, but I checked him. But it was just supposed to be about, you know, my upbringing, you know, things like that, growing up in the Orange Mountain community, things like that. You know, it wasn't, that interview wasn't supposed to be about what happened with my case in specific details. So I didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong.
There you go. Yeah, I think if you would have came on, we would have honored that. What they call it, you know, was it journalistic integrity or whatever they call it. We would have wanted to get your thoughts on the pending case. What would you have said back then as far as if someone was to ask you, what are your thoughts on this case coming up? Not saying to speak on the details, but what are your thoughts on you facing this case? What would you have spoken on back then?
What I would have said to that question?
Yeah, out on bond.
Out on bond. I just would have said, you know, I look forward to being, you know, found not guilty, vindicated, you know, and the truth and the facts come out at trial.
All right. You were born and raised Memphis?
Yes, sir.
You know, Memphis, from what I know, has, you know, I think New Orleans have had murder capital where, you know, it was listed as #1. Memphis may have had it a few times. From your knowledge, has Memphis always been a spot to where it's just like a dog eat dog, you know, get it how you live, street justice type of situation? Are the police very active?
No, it ain't always been like that. You know, in my era growing up, we didn't have like the cliques like how they have right now. Like
the initials. I call them the initials. It's always an initial or something.
The police call them hybrid gangs.
Okay.
And so, you know, back in my era, it was GD, Vice Lord, Memphis Mob, LMG, things like that. And but now you got 100 different cliques, and what really fucked everything up is social media, Facebook. You know, in my era, you couldn't even be, we wasn't into it with people from other neighborhoods because we didn't even see them. You know, you other than going to the Mall of Memphis or something like that or whatever. So you know, it was very different growing up. In my era, we didn't have like people riding around killing you, drive-bys, just because you in a different part of the city. You know, it was very different or whatever. So I can't relate to what's going on now. So no, it wasn't always like how it is. You know, we got the National Guard there right now, Homeland Security, FBI. Whenever they pull you over, it's actually 6 cars at least of agencies, and they getting out on you 12, 14 deep for 1 car. Wow. Yeah, that's what they doing right now in my city.
666 Mafia, they're from Memphis, man. Do they have any rap beef coming up that you know of?
Yeah, they had some beef with Gotti. They had some beef with one of the homeboys, DJ Zerk.
Okay.
Yeah, from Zerk used to be with Squeaky.
I don't think did any of that beef ever reach national. Like it's all
well,
within
the
Memphis.
3-6 and Gotti beef did. You know, they went song for song. I think. Okay. I know. Gotti made a song about 3-6. I can't remember the song that 3-6 shot back.
Yeah, they remember. Yeah, I'm sure they. Yeah, I'm sure. He was getting on them on that.
Yeah.
When you see it get to the level of Gotti, Dolph, you know, and again, shout out even with Finesse being from Memphis, a few of the other guys. When you see it getting to that level, and mind you, we're going to go through your history in a second because, you know, again, you have ties even places outside of Memphis. But when you see it getting to a level of what the CMG PRE beef got to, are you just saying, hey, that's just music in the streets mixed together, or what? How do you look at that as far as these guys are making technically now going from hundreds of thousands of dollars to now going on M's, and you still see, you know, again, you're in the city, so that's what I'm saying. The world looks at it as like, oh, this is entertainment because they're probably in a high rise somewhere out in Seattle. They're not looking like they on the street. So when you see it, like these guys are touching real money and they still beefing on this level, like how do you look at that?
I mean, you could look at it several different ways. You can look at it like some people were like, man, niggas got too much money to be arguing over some petty shit. Like it's just too much to lose. It's just too much to risk. Or you can look at it like someone like me, somebody that'll die about their respect, you know, and coming from that environment that I come from, a lot of people was raised on that. Like, I'll die by my respect. You ain't gonna do that. And it's unfortunate that some people live by that code. And I think that played a big part in their beef. Yeah. You know, because it wasn't, at first, it wasn't no blood shed yet. You know, it was just disses on music, you know, and songs and shit. And I think some things were said and Gotti took it personal. You know, I probably would have took it personal too, some of the things. You know, you get to talking about people's family and, you know, the house syndrome and all of that, you know. Yeah. So it gets, you know, words can cut.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy because we had a Finesse 2 Times mom on here and she said something that was, it kind of made you understand the mentality of a Memphis artist, let's say, to where, man, this thing is generational. She said her mother grew up in the same projects, her grandmother grew up in the same projects. So we got 3 generations leading up to Finesse that grew up in the same projects from the bottom. Like ain't had nothing.
Yeah.
So
did she say walk her home?
Yeah. So you already know.
No. No, what's it?
I'm gonna pull
Walter
up.
Simmons.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull up. I remember you said that someone commented like, "Oh, I'm from. I know her." Like,
Walter Simmons. Yeah.
So we looking at people who maybe daddies and mamas didn't have any money. You know, like this is like first generational people touching money, and like you said, you don't get too far from like I'm gonna move about my respect. I'm gonna die about my respect because, you know, this money's still a new thing. It ain't even, I don't know, generational stuff yet. It's just right now, we got it, but I ain't worried about the next generation yet. We still gotta, you know, keep a word out here. Do people in Memphis move like that as far as even from yourself, from those around you, homeboys growing up? Like, was everyone like just on go, or do people be like, man, I got too much to lose, I'm gonna go home? Like, from the people you around?
I mean, I got friends that wouldn't dare do some of the things that I've seen or I've done myself. Yeah. I got friends that, you know, they TTG, trained to go. You know, so, you know, I come from the era, like I got, you know, I never looked down on my friends that was in the sports playing ball, you know, especially if they was my day ones, you know, just because I done converted over into the streets and now I'm looked at as this, you know, this neighborhood, I guess, hero, so to speak, or whatever, you know. Yeah. I never looked down or whatever. I should have kept and stayed on that path of playing sports. And, you know, I hate I got off on the exit because I was playing sports and stuff at one time. So, you know, everybody not like that. You know, you had a few positive. I had a few positive people around me, but for whatever reason, you know, I just chose the route that I chose.
All right. In this conversation, you know, we're gonna jump around, but right now I do want to stay on, you know, this case that almost took your life away. When it first went down, and I think you spoke on this on like Vlad and stuff when you first got released, where he asked you in regards to, you know, what was your thoughts when someone like a Dolph, you know, ultimately, of course, there's been shootings before, but someone like a Dolph ultimately loses his life. Did you see the video in which it happened? The day it happened, did someone send you the video, or did you see like the actual shooting of Dolph?
Yeah, I seen it on social media, on the news.
Immediately, when you see it, again, what are your thoughts? Like, this is just so sloppy, or this is just like, because, you know, normally, you know, again, you're in Dallas right now, and we'll speak on it, but, you know, the trial of Mo3 is coming up too, and we seen from Tupac to Biggie, at the time, I ain't seen nothing happen where you see like Mo3 getting gunned down the way he was gunned down. I ain't seen nothing happen like that. It's so just the brazenness of it from an artist. I'm like, wow. And then of course Dolph happens just right after, and I'm like, oh, it's too brazen, daylight. You know, from what it looks like okay. It looks like a hit.
Yeah.
What was your thought process on just the location, the execution of? Were you like this? Were you surprised that it was just such a brazen attack on Dolph like that? Or is that just regular?
Well, no, I'm gonna tell you why I wasn't surprised. Considering what, you know, what's been going on, you know, over the years with the back and forth between them. I mean, I knew the beef wasn't over. You know, so it wasn't shocking or whatever. You know, shit happened. You know. Especially when you're in the neighborhood like that, you know, when it's on, and you're supposed to move like it's on. So, you know, I wasn't surprised or whatever. You know, I hate that it happened, because he was actually a good dude.
Yeah, he was actually. I mean, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. If anybody want to clock when we're doing this interview, Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and you know, he was out about to give turkeys, about to give back.
For sure, as he did every year.
He did every year. So he only came back in town to make sure he does his yearly turkey drive. Yeah. And for that to happen.
And you know, and when people say that, you know, they never touch on the fact that, you know, Gotti was doing it too.
Yes, without question.
He been doing it. You know, he just didn't never make it. He didn't never want the notoriety for it or whatever, you know. And I ain't saying that to try to diminish nothing Dolph did, because whatever Dolph did, you know, for the city, he stood on it and he was consistent. So yeah, shout out to Dolph.
All right, so you know, it happens, and then of course time goes on, and then you know, again, you know, it's just a matter of time before we hear about, you know, okay, who did this.
And the rumors started flying, circulating immediately.
Yeah, immediately. You know how it goes. First the streets, and then all of a sudden the internet, the blogs, and you know, everyone's a detective. Yeah. You know, everyone's trying to pinpoint a piece. Did you ever feel at all after that situation that your name was even going to be mentioned, or, you know, like, well, like, not saying before they even knew who it was, did you feel like, man, this is Memphis, man. I know Juke. I know. Did you feel like your name would ever come up in any of that?
The reason I didn't feel like my name would be even, I'm talking about at the I didn't feel like my name would be involved in no way, shape, form, or fashion until I realized that some stupid motherfucker parked their car by my house. You know, and someone on the outside looking in, of course, they'll be like, damn, you know, drop, be round, quit. You know, Cornelius be on the street with Bobby. Is quit involved. But anyone that knows me, that like know me, know damn well I ain't going on no drill or conspiring or to do nothing to nobody and park the homicide car directly across the street from the house where I sell dope at.
Yeah. So let me ask, because we're about to talk a lot of hindsight. Why was the car, do you feel, parked? Was like, this is like a location that nobody drives by, or is like? What?
Well, you know, one, it was parked at an abandoned house.
Okay.
You know, this the street the street I grew up on it's not my street. I don't own it. Yeah. It's a lot of people that go and come on their street, and they know what's what and they know who's who. So for whoever parked the car there for whatever reason, you know, I guess they felt like it was an abandoned house, low-key spot or whatever, and nobody would, you know, pay attention to it, but not thinking that it's directly across the street from a drug house or whatever, you know. And I can't say I don't know who parked the car there. Hopefully whoever parked the car there wasn't no friend of mine, you know, because, you know.
You're right, you just got it.
You know, because if they was, goddamn, I hate to see their enemy.
You just come on. So when you said, you know, when you felt like your name may be somewhat, when you realized the car was there, was this after they got dropping the Cornelius? Is this after their names came about, or you just when you heard about the car that was before the names came out?
Well, you know, drop names started circulating the first day.
Yeah, first day. That was.
You know, for whatever reason, I don't know. You know,
yeah, someone
I don't
says
be involved in, you know, the kid beef, you know, none of that. And but no, I didn't. So the car was located maybe, I don't know, 3-4 days or something after.
Okay.
I think he got murdered or whatever. But my bad. I had seen. I seen the car prior to you know, the police pulling up or whatever, but I didn't know exactly, you know, what was going on until I think I seen something on the news, and like, you know, and it kind of ran across my mind, but I ain't want to, you know.
Yeah, wait, did you see a house on the news? Like, wait,
I mean, not
your house, but you know, like.
No, what I seen on the news was like, they looking for this particular vehicle. It may have been used in the homicide. And so I'm kind of seeing a car that looked very familiar across the street from my house.
Damn. Sitting there.
Yeah, so I get so that's when I get to making calls, you know. Yeah. Like, what's up, man? Somebody need to talk to me.
Damn. When they finally do, I guess a month or so later, they finally say, all right, we got who we feel is the shooters. At this time, they start, you know, you see who it is once they got them. Do you feel like, man, I've been talking to these dudes before. Like, you know them. Like, you actually, not saying you know them like that, but you have acquaintance with both of them. Do you feel like, man, this thing is getting crazy? Like, do you still feel like, man, I've called, you know, them dudes called me before. Them, you know, I've been on the phone with so-and-so, or I know this dude, where you feel like, all right, this is getting a little scary. Or you worried at all at that time once the names came out?
No, I wasn't worried about when the names came out. When I got a little worried is when my ex-attorney, William Massey, reached out to me on Super Bowl, the morning of Super Bowl, and asked me to come by his office. And I said, you want me to come by, you know, Super Bowl on Sunday? I said, you want me to come by today? You want to just pull up in the morning? He's like, oh, no, come by today. So I knew it was important.
Yeah, Super Bowl. You said, today or tomorrow. Like,
today. You know. So I pull up on Bill, and he was outside. He was messing with something on the side of the office. So I jump out. I'm like, you want me to help you? He was like, oh, no, I'm through with it. Go over there. Come on, let's go on the inside. So we sit down, and he just looked at me, and he asked me, he said, go Govan, you gonna need me? I said, need you for what? And he said, I've been hearing a little rumbling downtown about this Young Dolph case with your name being involved. And I was just trying to see, do we need to try to get ahead of this thing? And I said, nah, we don't need to get ahead of shit, because I ain't involved in it. I told him what I had, my involvement or association with it, and I was trying to, get a record deal for drop and trying to get us all out the streets. Yeah. And that was it. No more, no less. And I told him, as far as anything related to Dolph getting killed, no, we don't need to get ahead of nothing. And this is someone I've been dealing with since I was 18. So if I was involved in it at the time, I would have told him. Yeah. So, he could try to do something. You been having the same lawyer since? Since I was 18, William Massey. It got to, up until that point, we disagreed on a lot of things. I didn't agree with how certain things were being done. So we separated, we parted ways, and, went number God. Yeah, yeah. All right, but in February, Super Bowl, you go home and watch Super Bowl, I'm assuming, but you're thinking like, damn, my lawyer just asked me like, my ex-lawyer need to ask me, do I need this help? Yeah, and when he asked me that, by me being who I am, I know how this shit go. He could only hear that from one or two people, either some detectives or the prosecutor. Yeah. He ain't hear from no other attorney. So that was my worry. See, the city, where I'm from, all the lawyers, attorneys, and they work in the same building. So, they know each other, and outside of arguing a case in court, outside the courtroom, a lot of them friends. They might do what they do, beef in the courtroom, but when it's over with, it's like you being in character. Yeah. So to speak. So, with that being said, my life was on the line. I needed somebody who wasn't a friend. Or who wouldn't, when I first hired Manny, one of the first things he told me, he said, I'm not coming to Memphis to make friends, Govan. Yeah. And I respected it. And he stood on that. And Manny was coming out of Atlanta? Atlanta. Facts. Okay, yeah. We need someone on the outside. Yeah, facts. Sure. February, how soon were you arrested after that? I got arrested in November of 22. Okay. Oh, so that's yeah. I got arrested a year later. Okay. Jeez. You actually served 10 months before I got a bond. Again, they got you. This is a very high profile case to the world. Another, and again, you could make sense of this too, because again, I hate to go back. We just did the interview so recently, but Finesse Mama P, she had said like, man, Dolph wasn't as big in Memphis at that time until after he passed. Maybe this, mind you, this is a mother speaking, so I know she probably ain't into rap music like that, but I do understand that because, people say the same thing about 3 sometimes, that no, he wasn't as big as he was in the city. He was more loved around the world than he was in his own city. What was Dolph's, like the casual rap fan for Young Dolph? Did he have like just massive droves of fans in the city? You really asking me trick questions. Yeah, it's a trick question. Again, because you there. You boots on the ground. And when I say it's a trick question, it's because I got to keep it G. Come on. In Castalia, Dolph a hero. Certain parts of the world, other than Memphis, people love him. Prior to his death, people weren't bumping Dolph like that. Did Dolph have fans? Hell yeah, he had fans. Was they calling him the king of Memphis? How they doing since he was murdered? Hell no, they wouldn't. Was people in Castalia calling him the king of Memphis? Hell yeah, they was. And they still calling him the king of Memphis, and they gonna stand on that. Yeah. But my city is a pity party city. And when bro got killed, you know, a lot of people feel sorry for him, and rightfully so. Because, you know, he did a lot for the city. So I think a lot of people had issue with that. They felt like, you know, whoever killed him took a Robin Hood away. And so, you know, that's why a lot of people kind of chose sides and rolled with PRE over CMG.
Yeah. Now, it's happened before, you know, for those who do watch this platform, if they were old enough to live through the Pac murder, Pac, before death, I mean, he had select fans. You know, it wasn't everybody just running behind Pac. Pac wasn't the greatest rapper alive. I mean, he was dope, but people weren't screaming that until...
The niggas like us, he was.
Yeah, like, you know, you knew Pac, but until he passed, that's when people started, oh, let me listen to the lyrics. Oh, he was a prophet. Oh, he was... So sometimes it does take a posthumous situation for...
What was one of Biggie's most popular songs?
Oh, well, Hypnotized, if you're going to go commercial, but which...
You're nobody till somebody kills you.
You're nobody till somebody kills you. And that's how a lot of rappers kind of get done, to where you say, oh, he lived by the sword, he must die by the sword, you know, because Dolph makes a song called 100 Shots. You know, it's like you're poking fun at you're poking the bear, you know, and then something
Not
like that.
only did he make a song about it, after they let off the 100 shots at him, he went and performed the same diss song that same night.
Oh damn, I didn't know that. Yeah.
He had a concert after they shot his van up. He went and performed the same diss song that they was beefing about.
Damn, I don't know. You play with it. I don't know. I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna play with it like that. Yeah. Some people are, you know, hey. All right, hey, there you go, Dolph. All right. So with that being said, you know, technically, this is a high-profile case, and now you're actually sitting behind bars for this case. And you know, as we can speak on it now, again, we're gonna speak a lot in hindsight, but you're not guilty of this case. You're not, you know, you're innocent.
Right.
And but you're sitting here like you're about to face, you know, your life is about to be situated, to which, you know, they offer you a couple of different pleas to say, hey, here's what I mean. For them to offer you plea deals, what are they showing they got? Like, hey, here's what they got.
I mean, we seen what they had. Well, for the most part, right before, well, even during trial, they started introducing little pieces of evidence that made Manny upset about, because he felt like we should have had some of the stuff that they were bringing up last minute. But from everything we seen, which I didn't even have to see it. I didn't have to see the evidence.
Yeah,
I knew I knew in my heart that I was not guilty.
Yeah.
Fuck what's on the paperwork, and they talking about this 200, 300,000 pages of discovery. I wouldn't care if it was 1 million pages.
Yeah.
Man, I said, man, I ain't got nothing to do with conspiring or killing nobody. And, you know, so, you know, with that being said, you know, I always knew that I was not guilty.
Would they ever try to hone in on like, oh, you didn't like Dolph? Did they ever try to throw that at you? Like, oh, you...
I mean, they can't say that because that wasn't true. I mean, did me and Dolph had a relationship that me and Juke had? No. But if me and Dolph see each other, like me and Dolph will speak and keep it moving. We ain't gonna have a kumbaya or nothing, but we gonna speak.
Yeah.
Same thing with Daddy-O, the CEO of Paper Route. You know, prior to all this, if I see Daddy-O gonna speak. And, you know, and just take out Gotti, right? Take out CMG. Dolph got a homeboy. I don't know if he look to him as an OG or whatever, but he a great friend of mine, Key Weezy.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of respect for Key-One. They go both ways. And I wouldn't have done that just based off of my respect for Key-One. Like, so, you know, it's just a lot of things, a lot of different elements that play into that the people that know me would like can adamantly say, like, nah, dude ain't do that.
Yeah, you know, we was actually with Dolph like a week before that. He was in Dallas with Bebe,
Okay.
putting on for Key Glock.
Okay.
Key Glock was doing something. So I think like about 10 days before that happened, he was out here and Dolph has never been like the most approachable guy, as far as just, we're in Dallas. So, we don't know him, but he ain't just like the most, like Key Glock was a little more approachable at that time.
Yeah, Glock made a status about me recently, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, we're going to speak on it. But like, with that being said, I can see, like you said, you passing, like, if y'all see each other, y'all, hey, mutual and keep it moving. It ain't got to be no, like, I got to chop it up with him to show that I fuck with him or I don't fuck with him.
Yeah.
But it's in passing. And I'm curious what you about to say about Key Glock.
What was the status?
After my not guilty verdict, he made a status something like the city of Memphis let Dolph down and, shit like that. Like he was upset.
Did you know Key Glock?
Not personally. I got people around me that know him though.
There's a viral clip of Paper Route Wu saying you need to get a casket or a wheel made. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen it, and me and Wu we chopped it up in the inbox, and I told Wu that I know Wu daddy and his mama, so I kind of went light on Wu versus what I would have did to somebody else.
Right.
But I told him in his inbox, and I still got it in my phone. I told him, let that be your first and last time saying some shit like that, because the worst thing you could do is scare me.
Right.
Like, just do whatever but scare me.
Right.
Cause you say you a gangster and that's what you saying, I'm gonna believe you.
What?
With that being said, Wu ain't even like that.
Right.
Like you ain't, boy, he a baby. Again, like, and I don't even really want to talk about it too much because I get upset just thinking about what he said, because I know he ain't on that. You ain't on that for real. Because if you was, then you could. I'm in Memphis every day. You wouldn't have put it on the internet for one. I'm just working right now. You can easily call me. He know the people to call if he want me to pull up. Like, I ain't hard to find. I pull up on him. So, man, Wu just was talking. He was just trying to get some more interviews.
Right. Do you worry about the people that you might run into in Memphis that are like that?
Man, the only thing I'm ducking is a picture of me from 10 years ago. That's the only thing I'm ducking.
Yeah. So, we have to play devil's advocate as always. When this thing first came down, they got that arrest and, you got probation. Or at least you're in there fighting this case. On a basic level, they painted a picture that two shooters were offered $100,000 to execute Young Dolph. Only got $800 of it for some reason, somehow it messed up. And they said, oh, well, these guys needed to have a guy who planned it. They need a mastermind. Again, the world don't know who you are until you come up in this case. And again, what they present is that, they had a meeting of Govan, Big Juke, Cornelius, Straight Drop, all in one room together. And they felt like in this room, this whole thing was conspired. And that's just the blanket statement that the world went with to understand, okay, this is the case, we'll get in discovery, it's gonna come out in trial. For that to be the blanket statement that y'all four people had this meeting. And let's even take Big Juke out of it, that you and these two other guys had a meeting about hits and numbers and prices on people's heads. What is your thoughts because you're balanced from inside. What is your thoughts as far as them making just a blanket, just overall look on you about this? Like,
Talking about the media?
Yeah, the media. Yeah, this is just the media.
Well, I've been kind of, and when I say that about the media, when I criticize the media for doing it, Manny kind of corrected me the other day when we went out to eat, because he was in Memphis on some other stuff the other day, and I kind of said the same thing. And he was like, no, it wasn't the media. He said the media just took what the elected DA was saying, and and they just highlighted it. Yeah. So he was like, the media didn't make this up about you. They got it from the DA.
So give me your thoughts on the DA, because for that, I mean, again, I know his job is to fight this in court, but I'm like, it's such a blanket thought process to say, this is what we're running with.
Yeah, I don't want to get on here and say say nothing really bad about Mr. Mulroy outside of the truth, which is they jumped the gun on their case. They took the route that they took, and they know the reason why they took their route, because they felt like that I didn't have the resources that Juke had, and that, if they felt like arresting me could cause a whole lot of more dominoes to fall. And even though the evidence wasn't there to charge me, well, in a normal setting courtroom to charge me, they knew it wasn't there from the start, but we're gonna do it anyway. We wanna please the family. So we don't care if we basically ruin this man's reputation in the process of trying to please the family, please the city, and take down CMG all together.
You felt kind of like you was like they tried to use you as a pawn, basically.
When I was first arrested the first day before we got to the jail, when I was there sitting waiting on the actual police cars to come and transport car, I was told by a certain detective, and not to call his name because I don't want to do all that, but I was told it, man, we don't want you. Yeah, man, you just a casualty of war. That was the words verbatim that was told to me. And for me to hear that, and knowing that what I'm finna have to go through, that shit just didn't feel good. It just didn't sit right with me, knowing that the only reason why I'm here is because you want some more motherfuckers.
Damn. That's crazy. And then peace on the right. Yeah. So you said that you be in Memphis still?
Still?
Yeah. Or no?
Yeah, for sure.
So there was a thing, and it was like, I think you said like, I'm leaving Memphis. Did you say that? Or
I did.
So why go back?
So when I said that, I was just speaking like, that's my overall plan.
Right.
In a perfect world, I would have left the same day.
Right.
It's just, you have so many ties to the city.
Yeah.
Kids in different spots, different houses, it ain't like, we don't live like the white people. The white people, they have all their kids under the same roof for the most part. Black motherfucker, we have kids in every neighborhood. Right. So, it's just a lot of different things, different reasons, getting things situated. Don't nothing happen overnight. Right. Nothing good anyway. But, it's my goal. Right. But if people thought that I was gonna be rushing and dying to get up out of Memphis for safety reasons, then they just don't know me. Because if you know me, then I ain't ducking nothing but some bad pussy. So, I ain't saying I'm no big bad wolf or none of that, but I come from an environment where the only time I'm running is track in high school. Like, that's the only time I'm running. So it just ain't in me to run. And it might be stupid, it might be dumb to say, but I'm just not wired that way I don't even want to know how I feel to be able to look myself in the mirror, man, you left the city because some niggas was looking for you. No, that ain't finna happen. Right. If I'm gonna leave on my time when I get ready.
If you could take anything back about this whole shit, was there anything that you would take back?
Hell yeah. Or trying to make an introduction to get somebody signed to a record deal.
You would take that back?
Hell yeah.
Wait, you wouldn't do it? I mean,
yeah, that's the
you would. Yeah, you wouldn't do it. I'm saying you wouldn't do that again. Like,
I wouldn't do it again at gunpoint.
Like, why? I'm saying. I mean, now he's involved with, but at the time of,
because when I made the introduction, I got out the way. So And not to say that I don't know who did what, I don't know what happened, you know what I'm saying? Lil bro might be innocent, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But when I made the introduction, I got out the way. You know, because I felt like I could trust all parties involved. I felt like I could trust Drop. I felt like I can trust Juke. So I ain't have to babysit it.
Yeah.
When it's time to do the deal, boom, I'm gonna get me and bro, we gonna get our cut. And it is what it is. I ain't wanna be no rapper. Yeah. I ain't wanna be Puff Daddy, all in the videos.
Yeah.
I just wanted the bankroll.
Yeah. I'm surprised, and I thought you might say, and I'm sure there's a lot of things you'll take back, but I thought one thing you might take back is signing the plea deal. Because technically, and that's what I want to get to as far as why did you sign the plea deal? Because that would make a family think like, oh, well, at the time he was willing to take a plea. So technically him getting off is he was supposed to actually be in there if they would have just agreed to the plea. But they didn't, and they wanted, it was too short of time. I'm guessing they were looking at like, nah.
It was a 5-year difference.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, so they're like a 5-year difference.
They wanted the 15, and we was gonna sign for the 10.
Gonna sign for the 10, and they like
we did sign
for the 10,
yeah.
And they didn't like it. Technically, you didn't even need to sign that plea deal because you're innocent. But because you did time before, I'm sure you're like, I know how to get through this. The day prior, when my son pulled me to the side and said what he said to me about, it's like, Dad, can I talk to you? And I'm like, what's up? And he was just like, will you take the deal for me? And I said, like, why you say that? And he was like, Dad, I could lose you for a couple years, but not the rest of your life. And so, for whatever reason, my stupid ass told it to Manny. And when I told it to Manny, it just started weighing heavy on his heart. And Manny was just like, he felt like we had a great case, always confident. But, at the same time, he was still saying that it's always the chance that we could lose. It's a coin toss.
And, and I ain't even say it was a coin toss. If it was a coin toss, that motherfucker must have been 3-sided. Because he was extra confident,
Okay.
So, but when I told him what my son said, he was just like, what if we did lose? He wouldn't know what to tell my boys, and he said he really said to me, he said this verbatim, like, if I lose this case, he said, I'm gonna have to find me something else to do because I don't even think I'm gonna be able to practice law no more because it's just such a bullshit case. Like he said, that when we won all those motions, when we had those motion hearings prior to my trial, and there was a lot of dumbass bloggers out here making videos saying that we had the hearing, what they were saying, to get evidence sealed, which is the dumbest shit I ever heard in life. Man, we had motions for illegal search and seizures, things like that, illegal wiretaps, and a lot of bullshit. We want a lot of different motions.
Yeah, like 11 out of 15 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So with that being said, Manny felt like we had already won the trial and the motions hearing, but by me not being an attorney, exactly. I'm still waiting to hear that not guilty. That's when I believe it. But yeah, Manny and Robert and Haley and Beth, they were always confident.
Okay. So more so signing that was just more so like...
And Handle was confident too.
Okay, yeah. So signing that was more so just like, all right, mentally I could get through this.
Yeah, so when I, that morning, Leslie Ballin, a great friend of Manny, he a Memphis attorney, he came in and he was just like, Govan, you ever play dice? And I said, yeah, I'm from Orange Mound, Liz. And he said, well, I got a pair of dice in my office. You ever been in my office? I said, no. He said, well, me and my colleagues, sometimes we play dice. And he said, we gamble a little bit here and there. He said, but you know what I never gamble? I said, what's that, Liz? He said, nothing I can't afford to lose. And he said, Govan, you can't afford to lose your life. He said, you got an autistic son that you gotta be here for. Yeah. He said, he might could stay in a few years, Govan, but that boy can't stay in the rest of your life. Yeah. And so when they got to saying shit like that, I jumped on the phone. I told them to give me a minute. I jumped on the phone. I called a couple baby mamas and, hollered at them, see what they felt about it, get everybody's opinion. Did I really, call my brother, got his opinion. And everybody was just like, you know, they it wasn't worth the gamble.
Yeah.
You know, and Manny was like, can you do a little more time? And, you know, it was a 10 song. I had already had a year on it. Let's do it. I go and knock it out so I can go and get back to my boys. And that's what it was.
You know, I got to ask because, you know, the trial does start. And you're out on bond. Is the YSL trial already started at this time?
Yeah, the YSL trial was over with.
Yeah. It was already over with.
It was over with, yeah.
But you're out and you're able to see this.
Yeah, I watched the YSL
Yeah, you see
trial.
Woody. You see all these guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me your take on, because again, these are high profile cases that, you know, with Young Thug, and now you got, of course, Dolph coming up. But seeing that YSL trial happened in Atlanta or in Georgia, or whatever they did it. What is your thoughts on that trial in itself? Like, was that a circus to you, or was that the DA doing, like, the state doing a hell of a job? I mean, what was your thoughts just watching the bits and pieces I'm sure you saw?
I just think that the prosecution thought they had something they didn't. You know, I think they based their whole case off of Woody.
Yeah.
And I don't think they knew Woody was as smart as he was. I think they underestimated him.
I'm sure they did. Once a man say he can't read, they're like, okay, we're gonna use that. He throw it in your face like that. So that case is over. Do you have any thoughts? Are you even thinking about your case? Because some people, they spend a lot of time, again, you know, you lost a lot of weight. They spend a lot of time thinking about the case, or some people just go off and just be like, I'm gonna leave it in God's hands. I'm gonna just live my life normal. How was your time frame during this time? Like, as far as, was it on your mind every day? Sometimes seldom creep up, or were you just totally like, I'm gonna leave it in God's hands?
Nah, it definitely wasn't. I mean, when I was out on, of course, when I was incarcerated before I made bond, it was on my mind. But when I got out on bond, you know, I was doing a lot of different things to take my mind away from it. So I wasn't consistently thinking about it up until it got close. Okay. Then when it got close, of course, then every day I'm on that. You know, Lord, Manny calling 20 times a day. They going through discovery. They asking me, who number is this? Or who is this person? Where is this address? And, you know, so it was like I was a paralegal.
Yeah. Now, mind you, the trial does start for, again, YSL's over. Dolph case comes up in a straight drop. And mind you, the YSL case was people who never watched a case before, you know, like they weren't around for OJ. And this was like a lot of people like day to day learning about law and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then straight drop, of course, and Cornelius, they have their case. I'm like, man, it's like night and day as far as who done it versus what the hell, y'all. I mean, it was quick.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, I'm like, what the hell's going on? So, boom, those cases come down straightforward. Is, you know, guilty off the rip. Your case is coming up. Did their two cases heighten your sense of worry or lessen it based on how quick Drop and Cornelius's cases just was like?
Well, when Manny got to going through all the discovery and stuff and explaining things to me, it actually lessened it. And the reason why is because a lot of the things that he said on the stand at straight drop trial, you know, was totally different from what he was saying in discovery about me. So Manny, one of his priorities was to, you know, highlight that and to ask him about it and to make him, you know, prove that he's a liar on the stand under oath. Yeah. And I think Manny overly accomplished it. Yeah,
and I think Cornelius, he hasn't even had a court date for it.
Yeah, I think he just turned down 51 years from what I understand.
Okay, so he turned down 51 years, but he turned against straight drop, so he testified against him.
Yeah, and prior to my trial, it was rumored that someone told my attorney that he was gonna get 30. But I guess since they wasn't victorious with my case, I guess the 30 off the table and they offered him 51.
Yeah, man, this is how it goes, man. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I am curious, and I kind of know the answer to this, but you know, you choose during the trial not to testify. And again, I was joking about OJ earlier, but OJ also himself chose not to testify because, you know, he knows that.
I wanted to testify.
You wanted to? Yeah. You know, and I mentioned OJ because, you know, once he gets up there on the stand and they talk to OJ, they're gonna talk about domestic violence, which there's recorded calls of him domestically screaming or sounding harmful against Nicole, to where it does become a character assassination. So for you, knowing that this is, how people think they look at it like this, like, I might be guilty of other things in life, but I'm not guilty of this. Weren't you worried about, like, hey, we're gonna dig back to you was 50. We're gonna go through your whole life and find out everything you're guilty of to make the jury think that you're guilty of this? Weren't you worried about that?
See, with me not being an attorney, all I was thinking about was, hey, I want to get on the stand and tell the truth of what really happened. How it was this nigga idea and all of this, and he came and knocked on my door when Juke was in the house. We were talking about it. I wanted to tell all of that. So I wanted the jury to hear that. But Manning he explained the part to me that if I did take the stand, and at one point Manning thought it was a good idea, and he just thought the risk of them bringing up my past and my history, it wasn't worth it, the jury hearing that versus just letting him do his job.
Yeah, no, I thank you for not getting up there, man, because, just, again, we're going to talk a little bit about your history in a sec, but just knowing, your life, the details of that actual encounter might be the least thing they talk about. They'll just build up to like, he's a monster. He's this and that. He get daddy issue or whatever it is.
This shooting.
Yeah. Then they'll just kind of skirt over. And mind you don't get to ask the questions. So I want to tell him about who knocked on. We ain't even gonna cover that because it doesn't help him. So you not taking a stand might have overall saved your life in that scenario, because lawyers know I don't know if it's a black thing or an uneducated thing, but they know how to take a black man's plight of growing up and turning it against him. Like, damn.
Well, them bringing up my past, it definitely wouldn't have helped me. I'm sure it would have hurt. But I honestly think that my truth and my conviction and me telling my story, I think the jury would have resonated with the jury. And I think they would have, on top of Manny highlighting the fact that this pill junkie is lying on the stand, I think it would have hit home with the jury, and I think I would have still had the same outcome. Just my opinion.
That's real. No, Manny would have did his job. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
they would have tried it.
Yeah.
He would have did his job.
Yeah, Manny would have came back and asked me what needed to be asked.
Okay. All right, so now a full circle moment. They go in there, they deliberate for a couple hours. Is it overnight or is it?
Well, so the first day when she actually started deliberation, I think they deliberated for about an hour, but it probably wasn't even an hour because she had to give like instructions and stuff like that. They let us go home. Then they came back the next morning, started deliberations. Maybe an hour and a half went by, they had a verdict.
The judge reads the verdict. 3 counts. Not guilty. 2 counts, I'm sorry. 2 counts. Yeah. The first one comes out not guilty. The second one comes, I know that's you gotta look at both.
Correct.
The second one comes out not guilty. And what, again, like Rook was just asking, like, what is that feeling? Right before they read it and then right after, like, what pops in your head? Like, I'm going to Disneyland. Like, what pops in your head as far as like, is your kids there? Like, do you get to see like any women, the mama, like anybody there that you could turn around and look at and be just like?
No, the only people that was in when I got sentenced. When they read my verdict, only people that was there was my dad. Shout out to my dad. He was there. He pulled up in the wheelchair, one leg.
Oh man! Oh, shout out to Pops.
Yeah, so it was my dad. My sister Trina was there. My homegirl Taisha was there. Nehemiah, my homeboy Nehemiah, and my cousin Trill. Those was the only people that was there when they announced the verdict. That's kind of crazy. And when I turned around, prior to them announcing the verdict, my sister, she called me over, and she was just like, brother, I'm finna go. And I'm like, what you mean you finna go? And she was just saying she can't take it. Yeah. And I convinced her to stay, and she stayed. And when they announced both the 2 not guilty, I turned around. The first person I seen is crazy. The first person I seen was my dad. And it's crazy I say that because me and, growing up, me and my dad, we ain't have a relationship. And my dad was, he was in the streets. Yeah. He was married to the streets. Wow. So, when I got to moving around older, I bumped into him or whatever, but so fast forward to now, we building, trying to build a bond or whatever. And when I got that second not guilty verdict, I turned around and I seen him and he hit his chest and I hit my chest. Yeah, and it was it was a hell of a feeling, and it was a cool father-son moment.
I mean, y'all been kicking it since then, right? I mean, I don't mean kicking it.
Yeah. I see. I pull up on Pops.
Okay.
Yeah. I pull up on Pops. Pops. My dad. I don't know how old my dad is, but he still think he a young nigga though. He got
That's good.
Yeah, he got the Lexus and the Cadillac, and he still be bagged in at the store. I'll pull up all of it, holler at him, and keep it moving.
Damn, yeah. That's real.
Yeah.
Now,
sure.
Well, with that being said, not guilty. Whoever felt that you were guilty, they gotta, listen. You hear people still feeling, oh no, he got something to do with it. Go watch the trial. You could tell, like, hey, based on if you watch it versus what you're feeling. My man was just really trying to throw some, see what sticks.
Exactly.
And a lot of men get railroaded with things like this.
Yeah,
just like that. Just damn.
It's a lot of innocent dudes in jail from suckers and evil people like that who will throw an innocent person under the bus just to try to free themselves.
That's real. That's facts. People gotta kind of,
The nigga's so evil. I'm gonna say this before you move on.
Please.
And I want to touch on this because you brought up Wu earlier. Mm-hmm. What Wu was mad about is what Cornelia said on the stand, saying that I made a statement saying that I could get up under Wu mama.
Yeah,
to hurt Wu. I ain't never said no shit like that. What was said was, I was around and I overheard a conversation one day and Wu name came up. And based on the fact that I know Tang and that I know baby's sister, I said, look, I don't even want to be involved in that conversation. I don't even want to hear that, because dude, daddy, it's like, we don't talk on the phone no more or nothing like that. But at one point we used to be in the car together. So I'm gonna treat a nigga kid just like I want them to do mine. So, I can't be Wu security or nothing, but I don't want to be part of the conversation when a nigga talking about doing something to him. So I'm like, I know the main mama and know his daddy, so I don't even want to. The main laid up in a cell 3 years and twisted some shit up just so it could sound good for the prosecution, bro, and said that whole ass shit on the stand. I ain't seen Wu mama since Martin Luther King got shot. How the hell I'm gonna get up under? That's crazy. And damn sure can't get up on this daddy because Tang ain't green at all. Yeah. So it's just a sucker, man, that'll say some. And and if I said it, bro, I'm gonna stand on it. I stand on it. I ain't scared of Wu, Tang, or nobody else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't say that. I ain't finna take the credit for something I ain't say. Wu ain't no threat to me. Like if I said it, I say it. Fuck Wu.
That's crazy because they got to take that up with like Cornelius. I mean, mind you can't because the situation is. So it's like, and niggas' mind just be going crazy. I see that something like that could just really alter just some shit. But thank you for clearing that up.
Is there anything else he said that was just crazy that he said on the stand that just?
Man, all this shit.
Oh yeah, shit.
Everything he said was crazy.
Right.
Damn. So even for the prosecutors to come in and on their closing statements to say, like you said, some wild stuff to be like, the murder vehicle was brought to your house, like of your knowledge, like that's what you would do to have them pull up and drop it off at the bando across the street.
Man, when that lady said that, I was sitting there hitting, I think either Beth or Haley leg hard as a motherfucker, trying to get them to get Manny attention. Cause I wanted Manny to stop court.
Yeah, objective.
Yeah, man, shout out to Carla. You know, I ain't got no Miss Carla. I ain't got no disrespect toward her or nothing. But she lied when she said that. She said after the murder, they got in the car and brought the car back to my house. No, the fuck they didn't. They went to an abandoned house on my street. And so I thought that by her saying that and the jury hearing it, I thought that was gonna have an effect on the verdict. Cause just think, if one of the jurors, if that would have stuck with one of the jurors, you know, that they went back to his house.
Out of everything that was said, that one part.
That one part, like, which wasn't true. And I ain't respect it, but man, it told me, he was like, don't worry about it. We got it. And he had it.
All right. Well, here we go then. So, what I like to do, G, is, you know, you have some history, man. You got some history out, not only in Memphis, but also in Texas. You know, and you keep, you know, you allude on it, like you had a life before all this case stuff. So I want to touch on a little bit of that because again, you know, your radar, you came up
Hey,
on
say that again because because you got a lot of suckers on the internet that be saying, oh, you was a nobody until the case and ooh, so say what you said again.
No. Your name was already ringing bells way before, years before this Dolph situation.
Appreciate that.
And we're going to touch on a little bit of it because, you know, we are in Dallas and, you know, and again, I got to speak on it. You know, your name was brought to my attention, you know, back to, you know, one of my guys I'd known when I was growing up, a dude named by the name of Chris Go. The channel knows the name of Chris Go. Just say no to Sko if y'all don't know who that is. But the history goes like this, man. You know, Dallas, Houston, the I-45 Connect always been, you know, just live and what that was, you know, Dallas artists, Houston artists, we always try to get together and make something happen, you know what I'm saying? That situation happened to where Sko did get down there and got with one of the Clover G's, Lil Flip. And this was, of course, you know, early 2000s, in which, of course, I believe you were in that same cohorts of people with Flip. So if you don't mind, explaining your history with Flip and how you got even connected with Houston during that time of the Sucker Free movement.
Well, I got connected with Houston.
Yeah, with Houston, yeah.
Through Flip.
Yeah.
You know, got connected with Flip by being in LA, doing what I do on the drink. And he knew he knew the same person, the same lady. And I ended up bringing him on a show shortly after that. And I had a situation where some shit was going on in the neighborhood, some shit popped off, I needed to move around, and I ended up flying to Houston, and he sent a car to pick me up, and I've been moving around with him. I was moving around with him ever since. That's how I met Sko. Sko at the time was rapping, you know, or trying to rap or whatever. And at one point, you know, Sko used to call me Big Bro. Yeah. So, you know, anybody that Flip introduced me to, if Flip say, hey, that's, you know, that's family, then, you know, it is what it is. I ain't gonna question it. I just went on Lil Bro word at the time because I thought his word was 100.
What was your capacity? You was just, what was your position? Just even being around, just a partner?
I mean, you know, that was just my brother, you know. It wasn't no position, you know, it's just, he seen how loyal I was. Just overall to my friends in Memphis, to moving around with him, certain things that was needed, that was done. You know, if it was always in my reach, it was done. You know, then, you know, after the T.I. situation, I think they kind of confirmed it. And
were you there for that whole situation?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, please. For those that don't know, reinvigorate the conversation, man. Tell them what, because a lot of people don't know that. Again, we got some young people watching, but a lot of people don't know that, you know, the King of the South situation was a real beef that happened between Flip and T.I.
It definitely was. It was a real beef, and you know, a lot of people think it was fabricated or whatever. Nah, it wasn't shit fake about that. It was on.
If you don't mind going into it, explaining your role in the situation that happened upon you know, the T.I. coming out to H-Town.
I mean, you know, he came out one day. I think he was with Bun, and I want to say Bun was having a party. That's why he was in town. Somebody was having a party, but T.I. went to the radio station and said he was finna go to the Clover and parade around and look for this fake gangster. And there was some DJ at the radio station at that time that fucked with Flip. He kept it G, called Flip, told Flip he wanted to let him hear something before it was actually played on the radio. He played it, let us hear it. Shit, we shouted up, went to the hood. For sure, shit stank. Tip ended up pulling up. He get out the car, he walk over to the car. He walk over, he look at Flip, he like, you know, what up, man, you need to rap, bro. And at the time, you know, we charged him up, we had him charged up. Not to say that he wasn't upset, but we made him more upset.
You know how it go.
Yeah. And so Flip told him, you know, it wasn't nothing to talk about. You know, T.I. he just ended up he got a little too close for comfort. And somebody sprung on him and shit just went haywire from there, you know. But I say this though, Tip ain't no sucker though.
Does Tip have hands? Because that's
to be a little nigga, yeah. Tip,
right.
He got more hard than hands.
Right, because that when he was trying to get at Mayweather that day, I was like,
yeah, and that was hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. I bet my social security number that Mayweather kicked the shit out of T.I.
Yeah, right.
But you know, T.I. hard ain't gonna let him, you know, stand down, you know. So, you know, I say he ain't no sucker now, you know, just cause, you know, shit played out how it played out that day. You know, I done seen Mike Tyson lose, but to say he ran or nothing, no, he didn't.
Right.
Yeah, I used to get it on Def Jam, you know, whatever game where they were both on, I would pick T.I. and pick Lil Flip, and I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around. Ever since then, they've spoken since then. They've quarreled the beef. Again, it was, you know. Oh, go ahead.
Who you felt won that war? That.
Who I felt won?
Yeah, that won that.
If you would have asked me this question at the time of maybe even a month ago, I would have lied to you and said we won.
Right.
But just keeping it G, Tip won. And you know, and it's just the truth. You know, when that shit was going on, you know, the world took T.I. side. And evidently, whatever he was doing something to make everybody take his side. Evidently, they liked his music a little better at the time. You know, Flip still stand on right to this day that he a better rapper than T.I.
Right.
You know, so
better freestyler for sure.
Yeah, he a better freestyler, but as far as, you know, with the pen, you know, I think he delusional.
Right.
Yeah, because T.I. can rap his ass off with a pen, but he can't fuck with Flip with no freestyle.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody can.
Yeah, nah, straight up. That nigga's a fool.
I done seen, listen, bro, I stayed with bro.
Right.
Like, in Katy for months. I done seen this nigga freestyle for, this shit gonna sound retarded, for hours.
Right.
I done seen this nigga freestyle for hours. I'm talking about don't need nothing but a blunt and some drink. And you know, and this shit, I'm looking at this nigga like he retarded. I'm like, man, where the hoes at, man? You, god damn. You still rapping, nigga? Crazy.
You also said that, well, in the previous interview I was watching, he said that his chain came up off of him, right? And then y'all got
to my Tip.
Yeah, y'all got
and you know, man, this shit was so long ago. After I did No Jumper, me and Flip we ended up chopping it up, right? And you know, we was laughing about it, and Flip was like, man, it was so long ago, your memory's so crazy. It was the ring, you don't remember? It was his ring. And I was like, sure the fuck was. So it was his ring we ended up getting, the PSC joint, you know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. And took it and got it melted down to some clovers.
Damn. Yeah. That shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's interesting because, you know, we fuck with Flip the long way.
Fuck Flip.
Oh shit! All right, well, let's get to it. God damn it!
Sure.
Where did it go left? Because
when I got indicted.
Are you serious? Wait a minute. All right, hold on. Wait a minute. So up until that point, were y'all cordial?
Yeah, that was my little brother. That was bro. You know, he was. I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but you know, he came to my daughter Destiny funeral. You know, and I'm gonna speak on that because I think it's real. And he even made a song about my baby when she got killed. But I think his real motivation for coming to that funeral was, and she gonna sound crazy, but that nigga wanted to be around Uzi. That nigga wanted to meet Uzi and try to get a song done, man. Wow. And then he ain't care nothing about coming to support my baby or none of that. That nigga was worried about getting a picture with Uzi. That's how the picture developed.
Wow.
So, I wasn't gonna ask Uzi for no motherfucking picture.
So for those that don't know, your daughter, who of course at the time went by Lotto Cash.
Yeah, Lotto Cash, that's though.
And it was a high profile incident in which, of course, I believe they tried to go after her jewelry.
Correct.
And, you know, it was a robbery gone wrong. Of course, her life was lost. And this is, your daughter's how old at this time?
25.
25? And again, you know, the world watches this. They already know, they kind of have your name already out with this other thing. And this happens and they are like, oh, wow, your daughter having this situation. Of course, you know how the media's going to do and the blog is going to run like, oh, this must be connected to Memphis. And
see, but what I didn't necessarily understand, because at the time of her death, I hadn't even been indicted yet. So the rumors surrounding her death didn't start until I got indicted. Then motherfuckers tried to act like they was playing a puzzle and then put the shit together. You know what I'm saying? But when my baby got killed and Dolph was, you know, and like when she got killed, didn't nobody say nothing. Like it was just a robbery, you know, or whatever. Then the shit happened with, you know what I'm saying, with me, with the indictment. Now all of a sudden her death is related to just sucker shit.
Yeah, it's, you know, they look at it like, you know, Houston, Memphis is
and on down from 1090 Jake Puss ass, what's the nigga name who had the BBL?
Damn.
Bandman Kelvo.
Oh shit.
Yeah. The nigga with the fake ass muscles. Yeah, this whole ass nigga, he went and said some goofy shit about my daughter. Niggas just talking the same way. And what I ain't respect about 1090 Jake is because you went on Vlad and you said some sucker shit and you the king of the paperwork. Yeah. Like nigga, all you had the same shit I just went and did. I went and got the paperwork of what surrounding her death, put it on my channel, read it, and proved that because the niggas who did it in the case, they told everything on each other. You know what I'm saying? So, and they kids. So when they telling, if they was hired by paper route, don't you think they would have said that? They told every fucking thing else. You know what I'm saying? So, my motherfuckers just, this YouTube space, this YouTube world, you know, it's a dangerous game, man. You know, you gotta have alligator skin, man, you know, fucking with this shit.
Man, and I gotta say, you know, definitely, you know, up and coming, you know, rest in peace to your daughter.
Oh yeah, she was on her way.
Yeah.
You know, she was definitely on her way.
He was like legit tapped in with her.
Yeah, that was like his little sister, Uzi. You know, a lot of people think she was signed to Uzi, but she wasn't. He just took liking to her, put his, you know, took her up under his wing, and he was just showing her the way. You know, she actually was finna sign with Kodak.
Oh.
Yeah, with Kodak. You
Both
know,
situations have been crazy.
Yeah. Kodak had already, he had bought her a Corvette. He just hadn't had a chance. He made a post about it. He just hadn't had a chance to get it to her yet. But yeah, he said he had already had the contract drawn up and everything. So.
Did Uzi give her the jewelry or help her get the jewelry?
Yeah. He played. He participated. He had a hand in that.
Okay,
you know, you know, she had her own shit. You know, but I think, you know, he added a couple pieces. You know, a couple of those, no flamboyant pieces she had. But my baby, she had some shit on her own too, though.
Yeah. Okay. So it was real.
She was getting money before she met Uzi. I think that was part of the reason that Uzi took liking to her, because how. He said she was a hustler, you know, and he seen it, you know, and she ain't had that most nice shit like these other niggas wearing. My baby had that real shit.
Come on.
Yeah, for sure. That's why them niggas was Zelda. Them niggas knew that what she had on that night was real, you know. So, and they see her online with Uzi. So they like, oh yeah, and they figure like Uzi done bought the whole kit. So they know it's real if Uzi bought it.
Come on.
So, they just went at my baby. Thought they had something easy.
Did you ever get a chance to promote her like you wanted to? Or
to my baby?
Yeah.
Nah, you know, we never, we done had talks about it, but when we talk about it, the next week we arguing about something. You know, it's just how me and my baby was, you know, we bumped heads and some nights, you know, she would call me late night. We'll be on the phone and just laughing about how we so much alike and how much we bump heads and stuff. And you know, and she always used to make the she always say, I don't care how bad we get into it. Yeah, somebody fuck with me and I call you coming, so I don't care. You know, so
come on now.
You know, so she used to always say that or whatever. But somebody just recently sent me a lot of music the other day. And I
heard unreleased music or?
Yeah, unreleased music, and I was going through it and I found the song with her and Big Moochie Great from Paper Route.
Oh yeah. Oh
and, yeah. I put it on my channel. And actually in the song, she was surprising she was talking about me in the song. On the first verse, she was like, she was saying something, doing some like my dad is in my jeans. Babe, we ain't gotta be seen or something. You could be my sneaky link or something she was saying. But shout out to my baby. And when I heard it, you know, it put a smile on my face. But my baby know, you know, we used to beef, you know what I'm saying, like a cane corso or a pit bull, but she know when she called me in the clutch, she know I'm coming. And I done pulled up several times. I done pulled up from jail, from the feds. She called my cell phone, I'm in the feds. She got trouble at her grandmama's house. I sent the cavalry.
Come on.
Yeah, from the feds. So yeah, she ain't called nobody else. She ain't called no whole ass stepdaddies or none of that. Yeah, she called me.
She know who to call, man. Now, so she would Uzi Flip, back to fuck Flip, damn. He does come to, you know, the ceremony as far as, you know, celebrating her life. And you think it's, hey, he's just trying to get in with Uzi, but y'all are still cordial at that time.
Well, at the time, I ain't look at it like that because, you know, he was still a little bro at that point.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm getting everything the benefit of the doubt that that's your brother. Yeah. But now, when you look at everything and you kind of just think about all the sucker shit that a nigga was doing to people around us. Cause he ain't never do no, he did do some sucker shit here and there or whatever, but it'll be sucker shit that'll, cause I'm a real street nigga, I peep it, you know, and I snatch it, you know, or whatever, but he ain't gonna deliberately do no sucker shit, not to me, but I done seen him do it to a lot of the people around us that would tolerate it. And I used to look at it like, I don't care, you know, who you think you are or who that person is, you know, you never supposed to treat nobody like they ain't worth shit, you know. And with that being said, like them same people he used to treat like that is the same motherfuckers that he ain't never did shit for. Like I was just talking to one of the little homeboys, like a little brother to me, Lil Red. That he used to rap with Flip. That's how I met Red, and Red just recently did 11 years, and when he seen me just recently checking Flip online, and he reached out to me, and he was just like, out of everybody, he said he thought I'd be the last person that'll, you know, speak on what I've been speaking on. And, you know, and I just told him, you know, a nigga could take sucker shit for only too long, bro. Like, you know, that shit, the pipe just done bust, you know, it's just like, man, you know, you can know your brother a sucker, but you know, you could kind of look past it. But when that shit, you know, you can only do that for so long, because when it comes to a head, that shit gotta pop. And unfortunately, man, it just don't pop. I just ain't got no room right now, man, in my life, man, for no hoe ass niggas, no halfway ass niggas. Either you all the way with me, man, or you ain't.
Right. So you would say he wasn't sucker free?
Nah. That nigga. How can you be sucker free and you a sucker? How can you scream sucker free and you a sucker? That shit don't even make no sense. Lil Kiki and them, they need to ban them from saying that shit. You nigga legendary sucker. How it is a little nigga, Lil Red, just did 11 years. Lil Red, goddamn it, used to do everything under the sun for you, nigga. I'm talking about when you was scared to go in the store, Red go in the store. Nigga, when you need your bag carried, Red carry the bag. You know, I don't know whole shit, Red just a real nigga, you know what I'm saying? He playing, you know what I'm saying? He playing his part of the team. And this man gonna do 11 years, nigga. Not only did you not send him a wooden nickel in 11 years, nigga, you ain't even accept one call, nigga, in 11 years. Nigga, if that ain't no sucker shit, I don't know what sucker shit is, nigga. And not to mention me, all the shit I done for him. Nigga, when you couldn't pay the bills, nigga, and Katie, nigga, when the rent was $5,000, nigga, who paid it? Me. Nigga, when you couldn't afford a drink, nigga, who bought it? Me. When you were finna go pawn your jewelry, nigga, who saved you? Me, nigga. Which camera is it? Which camera? This one. Nigga, who? Nigga, you looking at him, nigga. And nigga, you wanna act like a sucker with me. Nigga, you was a goofy, nigga.
So when you said, him getting indicted, you getting indicted. Where did the?
That was a straw.
Man, look. When I got indicted, I called this nigga. They still had us in this little room. They waiting on the transport cars to come. You know, we ain't made it to no 201 or nothing like that yet. So I still had access to my phones and shit. So they got me in a little room by myself. I pulled my phone out. I'm handcuffed to a chair. I grabbed my phone. I called this nigga. I'm like, look, bro, they done indicted me for this goof ass shit. And so he on the phone. He like, damn, bro. And, ooh, I'm like, yeah, bro, but you know I'm innocent, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I'm gonna hit you when I get to the phone. You know what I'm saying, man? You know, just pray for me, nigga. I love you, bro. I'm gonna hit you. He like, all right, bet. Man, nigga ain't never answer another call.
Yeah.
And by me fucking with the nigga, like the nigga, I'm talking about some of the shit we done went through, I can't even repeat on camera, you feel me? So with that being said, when I got out of jail, was I bitter? Yeah, I was bitter like a motherfucker. But you know, it was people around that reached out and was speaking for him and, you know, and was talking and was saying, you know, kind of speaking his piece or whatever. And I think after the not guilty verdict, you know, we ended up getting on the phone and he was just like, he tried to give me this goofy ass explanation. Like, some this nigga say some shit like, man, you know, man, I just come from that era, bro, you know, like, you know, when niggas go to jail, you know, we don't just, you know, nigga really just don't communicate. Nigga, what the fuck they got to do with you, nigga? Nigga, you ain't never sold a gram. I ain't never had a speeding ticket before. What the fuck you communicating this with a nigga in jail? How is that gonna hurt you, nigga? That's the lame ass excuse that this nigga tried to say. You know what I'm saying? Man, like, and I'm just sitting there listening to this shit. I'm like, yeah, cause this my little brother. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to give a nigga a pass, you know? Then so boom, fast forward to, boom, the nigga finna do my podcast. So we agreed to everything, we chop it up. Nigga hit me one day on some, you know, we need to chop it about, you know, what we gonna talk about and woo. And for one thing, I ain't finna water down my shit. Yeah. You know, we gonna talk about what we gonna talk about or we ain't gonna talk it all. And nigga sent me a message one day. This was just made me just go and blow a head gasket. Nigga sent me a message, nigga gonna say, bro, they just called me for a meeting, these new people that I signed to. They just called me for a little meeting. They upset with me about the Drink Champs video. I mean, the Drink Champs interview that I did. I said, why they upset with you about that? I was smoking on the interview and saying some things or whatever, woo. And I might have violated my, my contract. I said, man, nigga, who the fuck you think you talking to? Nigga, you been in the game, nigga, 100 motherfucking years. You ain't even finna sign no contract when no motherfucker telling you can't smoke no weed in an interview. This Lil Flip we talking about. Nigga, we ain't talking about no motherfucking artist that's, you know what I'm saying, that's just starting. Nigga, tell that shit to somebody, nigga, who don't know no better, nigga. Go tell that shit to one of them hoes or something, nigga, you be lying to, nigga. Tell that shit, nigga, to no real street, nigga. So I roast that nigga, check that nigga, and man, I'm just, you know, like I said, bro, you know, if I get to talking about all the sucker shit this nigga done did, man, if you want to know about all the sucker shit this nigga done did, all thing you gotta do is reach out to every nigga you done seen around him. Yeah, reach out to the nigga that's around him right now, Capone. Yeah, nigga that's like my brother, Pone. Yeah, I'm the same nigga, I'm that same nigga that when him and Pone was into it, I'm the same nigga that was right there at the door with the chopper protecting Flip from Pone. Not Pone back around, you know what I'm saying? Pone back around, but Pone know he a sucker. Pone done told me he a sucker. He been doing sucker shit for years, but the nigga just was our brother. And we look over it. Man, Flip don't come from that environment, bro. Like, he might just got the sucker shit honestly. You know what I'm saying? It might just be in him. The sucker shit just in him because he didn't come up like us. All that shit he's saying in the rap song, he need to write movies.
He kind of been famous since he was like 14. I mean, like.
Exactly. You know, he just was a kid that was talented. He ain't never been no street nigga, ain't never did nothing street, nothing gangster at all. When we go out to the club, we bump in the third. Hey, quit, they go third, watch him. Nigga, fuck third. Nigga, third ain't gonna do a bitch ass thing. Then I call him from the Fed. Hey man, I'm finna go, third done made it to the yard, man. The Texas niggas done reached out, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, they wanna meet up on the yard, make sure, you know, it ain't no issue or whatever. So I tell the Texas nigga, no, it ain't no issue with, I don't even know that whole ass nigga. But if he got an issue with Flip, then he got an issue with me. So we go meet out on the yard, Flip calling, calling myself on everything okay. Man, all that shake ass shit, man. Man, look, I don't even want to get, man, look.
Those who know.
Yeah,
Shit.
man, for sure, man.
Damn.
For sure.
All right. It sounds like it ain't too far gone. But
you say that it sound like
no,
what?
it sound like, you know, it ain't that far gone, but if he just sit down and have that podcast, y'all get through this shit.
It ain't even so much about the podcast, bro.
No, just not even the podcast, just the conversation.
because you know, and I don't mean to say this in no fucked up way or nothing, but Lil bro ain't no bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point in time he was.
Right.
You know, but right now, nigga, who is you? Besides my brother. You can't do, you ain't doing shit that I can't do. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it ain't about the podcast. I want the nigga to take accountability and about all the sucker shit that he done for years to niggas that's done been around him and showed their loyalty to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, listen. When I was around, I'm not the nigga that needed no money from Flip. I'm not the nigga that needed a car. I'm not the nigga that needed no clothes, you to do none of that shit for. But the niggas that did need it, ask them, have he ever done it? The nigga ain't never bought a nigga a shoestring, man. And it ain't about you. You don't owe no nigga nothing. But shit, the hip hop world that I know, all the rich rap niggas, they look out for their crew. You know what I'm saying? They look out for the niggas that's be around them, that's protecting them, that's shielding them. You know what I'm saying? You know, you ain't never did nothing for me. You know, you ain't never had to. But what about the times, nigga, that I done been to prison, 3-4 times since this brotherhood we done had. Nigga, every time I got out, you ain't never gave me a cancer hug. Damn. I'm talking about $1. You know, locked up, nigga might done send a nigga 120 here, 100. Nigga, my bitch send more than that. Nigga, you don't go buy some drink with that shit, nigga. I call, hey, how much Flip sent you some money? How much he sent? 130. Man, hey, send that shit back to him. Sound like he needed more than I do. You a platinum artist, you send a nigga $130 in federal prison. Man, that's some goofy shit.
All right, there you go. So, Govan, you get out, and the internet is now your oyster. I don't want to say the word. I'm gonna say the internet. Give me that thought process, because again, you know, you was about to, start making your run while you was on bond. You about to start making your presence known on the internet. And now you get out.
Oh yeah, I was going on my move until the judge stopped me.
Yeah, the judge, the judge was like, hell, did you understand what the judge was saying though? Like, listen, you can't be out here just on the internet.
Well,
like,
so shout out to my judge. You know, she, I ain't gonna lie, I got a lot of respect for her. You know, and I say that because she wasn't biased. Yeah. You know, she was fair. But I agree with her to a certain extent. And the reason why I say that, because if she would have watched the interview, she would have seen that I didn't say anything about the case. You know, I made sure that I dodged it, you know, and that was one of the main reasons was because of her, because I didn't want to disrespect her and make her mad. Yeah. So I felt like me doing an interview from home and just basically finessing a goofy out some money, because that's what I did, you know, because if he thought he was going to get me to talk and say anything about my case, and he was retarded. Come on. So, you know, I just, you know, just finessed a goofy out of 1,500, you know, when I was on bond, and no, 2,500, yeah.
Oof, yeah.
And that's what that was. But you know, she stopped it. I respected her decision and kept it moving.
It's probably for the better. Let's just say again, the way everything's hindsight. For the better, cases behind you now. Now you're able to attack the internet world, and
Facts.
man, boy, you done got out here. boy, you done got out here.
Yeah, you know, I was always taught, you know, don't halfway do nothing.
Come on,
Yeah,
come on.
You gonna do it, you know, just go, man, give it your all. At least, you know, if it failed, you can say, man, look, I tried.
Yeah. But right even before we did this interview, man, there was a situation which I didn't even know had occurred, but we was able to listen to a little bit of the audio of you, 607 Unc.
Not the pump.
Not the pump.
Yeah.
Ceddy Nash. Somebody's car getting pulled. Sound like you were trying to be the mediator of this situation.
I was.
But what is your relationship with these facts? Because the first thing I saw was two things happened. You got out, you went to Vlad. Of course, you know, we do these interview things as well, but we're like, man, we would love to get that interview first. You know, like the first one, of course, Vlad does what Vlad do.
Yeah.
Boom, he gets it. And I see Nash, I see Ceddy like has some words for you. I mean, it's like it's serious. Like, pull up.
Yeah.
It's about to be a problem. So I'm like, oh shit, you getting out right to it, because I already know the heat you coming out to. Even though it's not guilty, you coming out to some shit.
Yeah, I just was, you know, I just made it my business to address a couple people who I felt like word mattered.
Yeah.
And of course, I wasn't gonna address all the, when I say all the suckers, not to say that Ceddy a sucker, because he not. I fuck with Ceddy. But if I was gonna address everything, I'd still be addressing. You know, because there's a lot of little goofy ass niggas running around dying to get me to my attention and want me to call their name. I'd never do it. I don't give a fuck what they say. And so they can just keep talking. I know they gonna see this, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he talking about me? Yo, he talking about me? He gonna raise his hand in class and nobody call on him.
Yeah, we got one nigga in Memphis, he do fentanyl, he a blogger. He want me to say his name so bad, I take a bullet before I say it.
Not the Fenty bin.
Yeah. Then nigga missing the teeth, do his shit up, but he do his vlogs up under a tree. Yeah, but anyway, now I'm tripping, right? What was the question, right?
Ceddy, no more people Ceddy, but you chose to respond to him as he did call. I think he called you out, or did you just respond to what he said?
No.
You responded to what he said while you were going through the trial.
What it was, you know, I follow Ceddy.
Yeah.
So I got the alert one night. I'm just chilling in the crib. I got the alert that this nigga on live. So I go to it. I go pull up on his live.
Yeah. I
hit the request. I'm like, this nigga ain't gonna accept. You know. Yeah, tough ass Ceddy accepted. So, you know, I came on there and, you know, I think he was trying to be funny at first, you know, and trying to kind of like smooth it over. But, you know, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't a laughing matter for me. I wanted to know what was up with all the, you know, the sucker shit. Because believe it or not, I had spoke with Ceddy at one point prior to that, you know. And we weren't friends or nothing, but, you know, I thought he'd give a nigga some type of respect. So he just said some shit that I didn't like. I checked him. You know, when I checked him, he got offended. Chick called himself checking me back. And I said some shit, some disrespectful shit to him. He said some disrespectful shit. So I told him I'll be in LA in a couple days. And I pulled up in LA. Went to Vlad. Got Vlad to call Ceddy a couple times. No answer, no show. Not to say that Ceddy was scared, because he is 300 pounds. You know, he might have just been on something. But Gangsta reached out and kind of put that together.
Yeah, shout out to Gangsta.
Yeah, shout out to Gangsta. And so when Gangsta put it together, I really didn't think Ceddy was gonna pull up. Ceddy pulled straight up by himself.
Oh, shit, yeah.
That's why I say niggas talk that shit about Ceddy. Ceddy pulled up by himself. Pulled straight up the Gangsta spot. And, you know, hollered at a nigga like a man. You know, we chopped it up and we've been rocking it ever since.
All right, there you go. Because again, I thought it was, I heard you say pull up.
Yeah.
And then that's like the last I seen her, I said, oh shit, it's about to go.
Yeah, I thought it was. Shit. Cooler heads prevail.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then 607 Unc, you know, for your introduction to him or y'all's business together. What was that? How did that?
You know, 607, you know, I started jugging it. I started jugging at 607 on the internet when he made that comment on Cam Capone about my case. when he was saying that, if I'm out of jail, I must have snitched. I testified on straight drop, which that didn't happen. And so the whole world saw that trial. And so when he said that, I started jugging at him. He never responded to me jugging at him on social media. So Angel, which y'all know Angel, that's who managed me. She reached out and she was putting the interview together with Bob. Yeah. And so things was coming together or whatever, and me and Wack ended up chopping it up about some other shit, Wack 100. Yeah. Shout out to my boy Wack, I fuck with Wack.
Shout out Wack for real.
And so me and Wack ended up chopping it up about some other shit. So I had just ran it by Wack about 607 because I had seen Wack pull up at 607 house one day online. Yeah. And so Wack was like, Wack was like, you know how Wack get down, I'm gonna make the call. Yeah. Wack made the call, he made the call. So he reached out to 607 and he put the battery in 607 back, and shit kind of came together and we did the interview. But that shit Wack was I fuck with Wack, but sometimes Wack will say some shit that don't be accurate. You know what I'm saying? It's Wack said.
You say it so like direct too. You be like, shit, man.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Wack took credit for putting that interview together, and Wack a lying motherfucker. And so with that being said, shout out to Wack.
Shout out to Wack. He say it so direct. I'm like, you gotta believe him, man. The way he talking, but
he put the battery in 607. Cause see, one thing Wack did tell me, he said, 607 kind of concerned about the back door, and 607, he a street nigga, so all that old 12 tribe shit that he be talking and screaming. You a street nigga.
At the end of the day,
you a street nigga. Cause it comes out. I done had conversations with him. Yeah. He'll let it slip out. You know how nigga be in character.
Yeah, then all of a sudden,
all of a sudden the gangster, come out. You know what I'm saying? So, he was just, he just had. I guess he thought I was upset with him about what he said on Carrier Pond. I told Wack, I said, look, Wack, even if I wanted to do something to him, I couldn't. Your name in this. If I do something to 607, then I'll be saying fuck you. Yeah. And that ain't how I move.
That's some real nigga shit.
Yeah, come on, man. You calling him, telling him, hey man, go on knock the interview out, go on put you putting it together, and then I get him down here and cross him. Man, that's some sucker shit. Yeah. I don't get down like that.
For 607 and Ceddy to have what was that scenario? Because it sounded like, and then that phone call, that Ceddy was more upset than Unc. Unc was more so like, man, this is content. Ceddy was like, nah, it's more about.
Yeah, see, man, Ceddy's still on game time. Everybody thinks Ceddy's just this reporter or what he call himself, the hood lawyer and all this shit, man. Dude, man, Ceddy's still in them streets. And it's like he got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I guess that shit just in him. For whatever reason. He just. That gang shit, since that's how the West Coast niggas is, they raised on that shit. So, with that being said, Ceddy was way more aggressive on the phone call. I think he was a little more aggressive than he had to be, considering that 607 was very humble, but to Ceddy's defense, Ceddy will probably say 607 was humble because he was wrong. Ceddy said, he went on No Jumper and said he'll take his Crip card. And, 607 said that was just content. And he was like, that's something that Adam them said or whatever. And he was just responding to it. But Ceddy had a major problem with it, said he'll whoop 607 out his dreads. And 607 got to blowing my motherfucking phone up, telling me to get Ceddy on the phone. I got Ceddy on the phone, and that's where you got the 25-minute phone call from.
Yeah, y'all go watch that.
Yeah. Y'all go to my channel, check that call out, man. 607 versus Ceddy Nash, man.
Sauce Walker gets shot in Memphis, right? Does everybody know what's going on in Memphis? Is that a thing? Like, because I seen you say, the streets know. Does everybody know what's going on with that situation?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Memphis small. It ain't like, LA and none of this type shit, So for the most part, when things happen, the beef be already brewing. So a lot of things be expected. I don't want to speak too much on Say So P situation because I know his mom, and out of respect for her, I don't want to say nothing that ain't accurate. You know what I'm saying?
Because his mom was blaming Sauce Walker.
Did she say that?
Well, this blog saying that. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, I never actually heard her say it. Not to say that she didn't. Right. But you know, I seen the internet saying it, you know, and I don't know Sauce or whatever. I just know him from, you know, being, you know, watching him online, you know, and do his thing. The person that I see, I don't think that he has the heart to do that. Right. To you know, Sauce getting too much money for one. I mean, what's his motive behind it? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when people say dumb shit, if they would sometimes just sit down and just think it out. And say what you know what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't even say it, you know, because some shit just don't make sense.
But what I was getting at is because the Sauce Walker thing, that wasn't personal, right? Or because that's what the streets say. So that just happened.
No, Sauce was just in wrong place, wrong time. Yeah. That was some shit little bro had going on.
That was day one that came out like that was literally some shit he had going on.
Yeah, that was some old beef.
They you know, it's crazy because it's fun. I'm not saying it's crazy or funny, but things that go on in Memphis, it seemed to like I always reflect down in Houston for some reason. Like it's just interesting how it's not too far away.
Man, Memphis and Houston connect, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I made a lot of money out of Houston.
Hey. How much?
A lot of money.
Now that you're in this internet world, you got to give me a take. You know, another alumni of the couch, man, Charleston White, who of course, you know, blast out of Fort Worth and made it. You know, the last 3-4 years, you already see what it is. This is the world you stepping into.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with Charleston? I know, again, you're tied with Gangsta. I know Gangsta tied with Charleston. Have you ever got him on your show? Have you spoke to him? Have y'all had conversations?
Nah, me and Charleston, we ain't had no conversation, but I love to have a conversation with him though. I actually, I've been here, you know, I've been chopping it up with you for the last couple. I've been here for the last couple of days. You know, I actually went to Juices looking for him. Yeah. I'm trying to get an autograph from Charleston. You know, I hollered at Dewberry the other day. Dewberry told me to pull up to the food truck. I'm gonna go pull up to the food truck. You know, because you know, Memphis dangerous, but you know, y'all got some shit going on around here too. And so you know, hey, little nigga from Stop 6 pulled up on me last night, man. Little nigga had about 11 guns on him. I started shaking like a strip on Judgment Day.
Yeah, man.
So when I seen Charleston threatening to Stop 6 niggas, the same little niggas that I seen last night, I said, I gotta find this Charleston White niggas. I gotta check in. He said he the only nigga from Dallas Fort Worth that can make a nigga check in. That's what he said when them niggas told Finesse he had to check in. He said he the only nigga that can do that, so I'm looking for Charleston. Like I want to be safe when I'm around this motherfucker.
I don't think you got to check in when it comes to Charleston. Charleston, no, again, he out of Miami getting it. He didn't Miami.
But he here right now. He in the city.
He in the city. He move around the city.
I wouldn't even be looking for him if he wasn't here.
Yeah, right. Well, hey, you blowing no smoke. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I don't want no smoke. I just want his autograph.
Yeah, you know, it's fine.
Yeah, I just want an autograph. You know, and you know, I ain't got no problem with Charleston. I got a problem with the sucker they called him. You know, my daughter's stepdad. You know, that's what my issue. You know, because I did. You know, Charleston did the same thing I probably would have did if a sucker would have reached out to me, you know. And, you know, and with that being said, you know, Charleston just was listening to the same nigga that just got the shit kicked out of him by a dentist. You know, he let this nigga call you like he one hell of a legendary ass nigga from the city, and you just got slapped and left in a barbecue grill at Club Echelon in Memphis, Tennessee. And you going around, and this same nigga, you going around telling the city like it didn't happen. Nigga, I just talked to the nigga that did it to you today.
Wait, by a dentist?
Man, the nigga just got slapped, head-butted, and left in the barbecue grill at the club. The same nigga that called Charleston with this sucker shit.
Oh.
And my little homeboy Bam, shout out to Bam, to be with our money bag, was there with the food truck, Bam can't confirm it. Bam was there. He seen everything. So, hey, Charleston, man, watch your friend, cause these niggas are calling and play like they some gorillas, and the niggas a poodle, man. The nigga got left in the barbecue grill at the club.
Yeah, I thought it was like a reference, like analogy or something.
That ain't no motherfucking analogy. Nigga literally got slapped, head butted, and left in the club, man, by a dentist, man.
Damn.
Hey man, if I ever get whooped by a dentist, man, just go on, retire me, man. Yeah.
Shit.
It's over with, man. I need to get out the street.
Shit. Yeah. Well, hopefully he didn't know his profession.
And then the nigga then Charleston let this nigga done invited Charleston. Man, come on down to Memphis. And you remember that? You seen it, right?
I seen it get to
come on down to Memphis, everything. Man, I told Charles, man, if you depending on this nigga to protect you, man, you better not bring your motherfucking ass down to Memphis, Tennessee. Cause this nigga ain't no motherfucking body, man. Nobody, man. You know, I just gave him some game, you know, cause like I said, I ain't no say that Charles, you know, I just want to meet him and I just want to get his autograph in person. That's all I want to do. You know, I'm finna go hang out with Dewberry when I leave here.
Shout out West Dallas.
Yeah. So, you know, Charles, you know, you see this interview, you know, I don't know when y'all gonna drop. I don't know if y'all rock with him, but if y'all got a number on him, man, tell him Govan parading around the city looking for him.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. Again, I don't know if it's an analogy or not, but...
No. I just want to get a picture with you. Like you said, man, one of my goals is this year?
Shoot.
I want Charleston White on my show.
Yeah, no, that'd be a good conversation.
I think it'll break the internet. You know, it'll be like, of course it'll be great for me. Yeah. You know, Charleston, you know, he already, you know, he on a level, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of people never see. So, you know, I'm sure he'll probably be like, you know, how could it benefit him? But it'll be a stepping stone for me. And, you know, and I think, and it'll be a big jump for me. And when I say that, it's because all the things that were said.
Yeah.
The environment that I come from, for me to put that shit to the side, like I almost got to down there have a heart transplant because I normally don't forgive, you know, certain shit. Yeah. You know, it's certain lines you cross that ain't no coming back from.
Yeah.
So, you know, with that being said, I got so much love for Gangsta. I think if Gangsta reached out to me, as soft as this might sound, I probably would do it.
That's some real shit.
And that's just on the strength of Gangsta, that's, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I think on the strength, and I don't think on the strength of Gangsta, I know it will be done peacefully, you know. And I think if we did have a sit down, me and Charleston, I do think Gangsta would need to be there.
Yeah, no, one thing that Charleston has done is he has fixed a lot of bridges that were broken prior to this
year. He has been doing that lately.
So to see him and Woody get together.
Because he said some things about Woody that
some things don't come back from that shit.
Yeah, you know, and I thought, you know what I'm saying?
For them to be able to...
And but Woody on a different path, you know, Woody on a, you know what I'm saying? Woody had this, he'll be on this spiritual journey one day, but you piss him off the next day, he might come and say some crap, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I remember one night, you know, we was talking and Woody was trying to give me some game on the phone and I just was telling Woody, I was just like, bro, I'm just still wrestling with the old me, Woody, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's like you been a certain way for so long and you ain't never tolerated certain shit for so long, how can you start now?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, niggas telling me, man, you know, look over shit, man. You in this YouTube world.
Yeah, but I say you're in this YouTube world now.
Yeah, I am.
It's
you know
like,
what I'm saying? But don't bring a nigga kids into the YouTube world. You know what I'm saying? You know, you could say
they know exactly what hurts you. Like if you say that right now.
But see, that's the thing. It don't hurt me. You know what it do? It make me want to kill you.
Oh damn. Yeah.
That's a different. Like I ain't sitting at home crying with no motherfucking Kleenexes and tissue and shit like that. No, man, I'm trying to find out where your bush is at.
Come on.
Like I ain't hurt, nigga. Yeah, you just trying to get yourself hurt.
Ooh.
You ain't hurting me, nigga. You gonna hurt your family when they have to plan your shit.
Come on.
About fucking with my kids.
Come on.
Cause when Charleston said that about my daughter, my little nigga from Oak Cliff was standing outside his mama house, waiting on the word. And on the strength of certain people, I ain't pressed that button. But let some piss would have been by my daughter's grave.
Hey. You know, a lot of people, again, and what Charleston would say is, man, it's just the internet. Like you just said, never get, whatever niggas say, like with the Cornelia shit. Hey, but when do you feel there's a line between entertainment and now you're just taking the shit too far? Because some people will.
Yeah. Like shit like I'm gonna piss on your daughter's grave, or talking about Woody, a disabled daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. I don't think, like, when Charleston said that about my daughter, motherfuckers started flooding my inbox about negative things about his kids. Not one time did I mention it or say it, because I ain't cut like that. No matter what he say about mine, I ain't finna come back and say nothing about yours. But you can have a nigga looking for you though. You know what I'm saying? So, but man, hey, for whatever reason, I just want an autograph. I don't want no trouble. Yep, I just want to look the nigga in the eye, man. The eye, because he ain't got number one. Yeah. I just want to look him in his eye, man, and just, just let him know, man, that I'm a real nigga, man. Like, and he really just got caught up in some shit that really ain't got nothing to do with him. He got caught up in some shit from a jealous ass sucker, a nigga who been jealous of a nigga since Martin Luther King, man. And, he just, just let a nigga just call and just bamboozle him, man. Tell him he was this nigga, but, man, this nigga a sucker, man.
So let me ask you, man, if, YouTube pans out, you're in this world, do you see yourself getting that other foot out the streets? Like, just let me get all the way over here into this entertainment world. I have lawyers. Have lawyers handle my shit if it goes down.
Yeah, definitely. Man, all I ever wanted was some money.
Come on, shit.
I don't give a fuck how I come. You know what I'm saying? It could be shit, illegal, legal. I just need it.
Keep it
and
on.
Gotta have it. And with that being said, but I prefer it legally.
Yeah.
Any nigga that wanna be out here selling dope, looking over their shoulder, he belong in a crazy house. Because that ain't nothing that a sane person would want to do. Now, if you got to do it, it is what it is. You got to feed the kids. But if shit, ain't no if, because if my auntie had nuts, she'd be my uncle. When shit get right, and how I want it to be, like, you couldn't pay me to have a foot in the street.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? It just don't make sense. Yeah. That's why, when Ceddy said what he said on that call, like, he's still in the street. I respectfully disagree with bro. Bro make too much fucking money to still be in the streets. I'm a living witness.
Come on.
Niggas talking about they getting it for real. Like, I've seen it, 30s and 40s, a month.
Damn.
And when you look at him, he don't even look like it. You know what I'm saying? He just look like your average person.
Regular old nigga.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah, but you know what? Them be the niggas that have it though. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he get into it. And I ain't gonna lie, I respect it, and it's motivation for a nigga like me.
Oh, yeah, facts. Yeah, the biggest facts. With that being said, your name prior to 2022, 2023. No one knows you now. Not only are you, of course, one of the biggest cases in rap world, but also now you're in these YouTube streets. What's next for you? Like, what's the game plan that you got?
Well, what's next? Like in the immediate, is the documentary that I'm putting together. I didn't know that it take that much into putting a documentary together.
You better off shooting a movie.
Hey, I didn't know that. I just learned this. I thought it was gonna be a overnight, quick type thing, and boy, was I sadly mistaken.
Come on.
So yeah. So
what's the documentary about?
It's gonna be about just my life, my upbringing, and how it how everything developed into the case, related to the case or whatever, and how everything panned it out, the not guilty verdict. They gonna go through my neighborhood. They gonna be interviewing various people about stories growing up, me, my childhood, things like that, going to like historic places in the city, and more so, I think the majority of it gonna be about the case probably.
Yeah, nah, even just you having this interview with us right now, they see that there's more to you than that little case. And mind you, we just scratching the we just scratching the surface.
Yeah,
we ain't even we just
I don't want to talk the books and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a lot of things that that got to be done. That hasn't been done yet, but for sure, I'm gonna scratch it off the list.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah.
Outside of that, as far as if people do want to just stay up on everything that going, watch whatever you got going next or wherever you're gonna be on. Of course, you make content yourself. You got interviews. How can they?
Just go to my YouTube, man. Quit Pics, QUETTE, Pics PICKS. Type in Bit with Quit. It'll take you straight to my YouTube page. All of my content on there. Go if you haven't checked it out. Go check it out. I'm sure it'll be very entertaining.
Very entertaining.
I'm a damn fool, and I ain't scared to go up against nobody.
That's what I say. I know you just a real one, man. Like you don't back down from. I'm like, it's just kind of like.
Yeah. Everybody was saying, when me and Charleston had the situation, oh, you the first person to stand up to him, and what I. And it wasn't even more so that it was just I was just doing what I was trained to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna never throw the white flag or none of that, or whatever, But again, with me and Charleston, I just looked at it like, man, we just sparred until my daughter became, involved. Anything else that was said, cool. Well, I ain't tripping, let's get it. But my daughter, that was the only thing I had a problem with. Outside of that, me and dude straight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Got no issue. I wish him nothing but the best. Like I said, hopefully, man, he give me the opportunity to put that pen in his hand and give me an autograph.
There you go, man. With that being said, this is just an introduction, man. We finally got him in here, man. We've been waiting, a long time to get this going, man. We finally got it, but now that y'all know the man, we got to say it, man. He's on the blue couch, man. Govan Hernandez, man. Quit, man. You already know what it is. You are a real life street star. Lego.